Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your friend Keenan Lafferty, KNKL, bringing you another time-lapse shoutcast. Today is the KNKL Daily number 6, and today I'm bringing you my own original character tonight. It is actually Emma. She is from a comic book series I am in the process of making, actually. Let's get started right now. Now, first off, I'm going to be pulling up the references that I'm going to be using to draw her, pretty much. These are the old styles and just drawings that I've done of Emma in the past. And we get right into sketching. Now, I was really excited about this daily because I actually managed to not mess up any of the time-lapse. Like, I actually got every single thing. And speaking of that, this footage that you're seeing right now, I was originally planning on editing out because, as you'll see in a minute, I actually just end up scrapping the entire thing. And I just decided to start over again. Now, at first, I thought to myself, maybe it's probably not a good idea to just have this in there, because what's the point if it's not what the final picture is? But then later on, I decided, hey, that's actually a really important thing to put in there. I can't miss that because it's important to know that you can get so far into a picture and then just realize, you're just not happy with it and just start over again. And there's no shame in that. I think it's actually a very good thing to be comfortable with doing. So I went ahead and just showed you kind of what I was planning on doing, and then eventually you'll see me start over again. The original idea was just to be having her running through the city, and she has a shotgun thing, and there's going to be zombies or whatever in the background, but whatever. Let's forget about that, start over again. So this is the second attempt. Now, the idea for this one was I wanted to have her sitting down on the side of a sidewalk, or I guess what you could call a wash, or a train station. I don't know, basically it's just some sort of concrete slab thing with a pit in it, and you'll see what I plan to do with that. Now, I wrote down a list here of everything that I want to talk about because I've got so many updates, and I think this might be the best time to do it while I am tracing over a picture of a gun, because that's not that important. Now, for those of you who have been watching the dailies, I have actually created a couple of sites that will help to update you, and hopefully you'll enjoy this because I've created it for you guys. I have started up a Twitter account, and you can see that at the end of the video. It's actually twitter.com/knockwurst. I started a blog as well, and it's going to be the knkdaily.blogspot.com. And what that's going to be is basically a place that you can go and you can see all of the videos will be straight uploaded and updated there, as well as a link to the finished picture, which you can see on my DeviantArt page. So, and I plan to eventually make a Facebook page as well, but that's all still in the works. But yeah, just so you know, these are some things that I've created for you guys, and I hope that you guys will like it, visit them, follow them if you're into it, if you want to help support the show as it's getting up and running. And I would really appreciate any support, and I do appreciate everything, all the comments, everything that you guys have been saying to me. It really makes me happy, and it makes it worth it to do this. It's fun enough as it is already, but just to know that people actually sit here and listen to me talk while I draw stuff is really, really cool. It makes me very happy. So that's most of the updates for now. I will go into depth, more of those or more of that later. Anyway, back to the drawing. We have. I was just thinking of the freaking what was it? Oh, that body wash. What was that? Where the guy's like, back to me, back to the drawing, now back to me. No, what was that? Whoever can remember that, just please post a comment down there, because I can't believe I forgot that. It's going to come to me later. But anyway, going back to the lines. Oh, man, I love doing this so much. This is totally fun. Speaking of that, and I want to be doing this more. Now, I call this show a daily, but it's not really. It's like a bi-weekly or a weekly or monthly, if you count the Kogma. Yeah, I didn't get that out for a while. And I've been thinking of ways of how I can pretty much have an excuse to talk more, because I like talking to you guys, and I like making these shows, and I want to have more content to supply for that. So I've been doing some brainstorming, and one of the guys I look up to, as you know, I'm sure, is Day9. He has his own daily show for a game called StarCraft, where he'll shoutcast his own and other people's games. and I love watching him. Almost not even for the games, but just to watch him talk. Like I just love the guy. He's awesome. And he does these things where, like Monday, he calls it Fun Day Monday. Tuesday is Newbie Tuesday, where he'll kind of like teach certain mechanics about the game or whatever. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, maybe what I could do on Tuesday is have something called Tutorial Tuesday, which is basically sort of like a live stream where I take about 10 minutes and I'll demonstrate in detail one of the techniques that I use. And I figured that would be a really easy way for me to get 10 minutes of footage and content for you guys. And because normally when I do it like this, I work for 7 hours and then I get 7 minutes of content, and that's way too much. Like, I need to be able to have more content. So that was another idea that I have. Let me know what you think about that. I think it's a good idea. I want to do that. I might just run with it and see what you guys think, but I'm always open to your comments and ideas and opinions, so let me know. And also, another idea that I had was Day 9 does this thing called Friends Day Wednesday, and I was thinking of maybe if I could get permission from other artists, that would be really cool to do commentation on their art time lapses, or maybe I could have them as guest speakers. I think that would be a really cool thing to do. So anyway, just like some ideas I was throwing out there. If any of you have any other ideas of how I could add content to this without doing like super time lapse, like 7 hours compiling into 7 minutes, please like post a comment, let me know. Now, other than that, I believe that is... Oh, I had a special request from somebody on my page asking about what tools I use and what software. And I will let you know right now. I'm actually using a Wacom tablet, or a Wacom, whichever way, potato, whatever you want to say. And I actually use an Intuos 2. You can look it up online. It's an older thing. I think they're up to like Intuos 5 now or something. But Intuos 2 works just fine. It's basically a sensor tablet with a pen, and it's pressure sensitive, so it will detect like pressure and everything. That's really the best part about it. And I work in currently Photoshop CS3. Now, really, I've pretty much been doing the same thing since I have had Photoshop Elements. So, like, if you're concerned like you need to have the latest version of Photoshop, don't be, because you really don't like to do the same things that I'm doing. So that's pretty much all the tools that I use. Just as long as I have a computer that I can hook up a tablet to and it has Photoshop, basically I could be doing the same thing that I'm doing here. So there is your answer. Whoever asked that, I am sorry I forgot your name, but yes, that's the important part, that I answered your question. So, yes. Now, back to the drawing. Yeah, I kind of forgot that was going on in the background. Let's get back to that. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed watching everything come together so far. With the lines, I've actually noticed that a lot of the drawing aspect, or like the whole entire piece, about half of the time I spend is actually just on the lines. And I find that crazy, because it feels like I spend so much more time on the coloring, or it seems like it should be that way, but it's actually not. For me, I believe like lines and the layout and everything is really, really super important. So I always try to focus on that, make sure everything looks good. And then the colors and shading and painting is always just like the final touches, like little things will make a big difference for me. So I always try to make those look good too. Like as you see, like on her knees and stuff, like that little reflected light at the bottom of her knee, and things like that, just make a big difference for me. And on that note, you can see how I actually took out that original idea I had for the city with the skyscrapers or the little buildings in the background, like the far background, and I actually brought them like really close to like help give it a more like what's the word? I guess claustrophobic, like they're closer, like they're what's the word? Shoot, I want to say encroaching, but I don't know if that's exactly what I'm thinking. But yeah, that feeling, that's what I wanted to give it. And it actually ended up working really well. So I'm just throwing in the bloom effects, like took that little smoke, throwing on textures, like that's something I always just like to do. Is a really simple way to add a lot more detail to your drawing, make it look better, and it's really just, it's fun to do because it's easy to do with digital. Just putting in the rocks there, the final touches, and this is your final pan through right here. Now you can see there's still a lot of lines in it, and I'm still okay with that. It's a little more of like a rough, it's like a rougher painting. But I actually really like that. I like having a little bit of roughness in my drawings still. And here's the final shot. Yes, it's a rather narrow picture, so it doesn't really flatter itself on the widescreen format. But anyway, so yes, that is daily number 6. Thank you guys once again. You can see there my new Twitter there, the blog spot, and my DeviantArt site where you can check out the commissions. I've also, with my PayPal account, opened up donations. If you guys like the show, you want to help support it, I mean, by all means, I greatly appreciate any contributions or any support that I can get for this, but it will never ever be mandatory. I want to stress that. I'll never require you guys to send me any sort of money or whatever. That would be really silly. But because I'm going to keep doing this no matter what. But if you guys like what you see and you want to help support it, it will be greatly appreciated. And you can find the links for all those things down below in the description section. Once again, this has been KNKL Kienan Lafferty. Thank you for tuning in for the Art Shoutcast number 6. And I'll see you guys next time. Ladies and gentlemen, today is April 8th, 2011. And this is the KNKL Kienan Lafferty Time Art Lapse. Yeah.